Hello and welcome back to the Railwaymen for another episode 5 of this first season. Is the honeymoon over? It's the big question. It's a bit over the top maybe in terms of what's going on at the minute, but there are general concerns of our well-being. Is there? I don't know if you can phrase it like that. I did phrase it like that, so let's go with it, I suppose. Because last time we left off, we were kind of in a better position, I suppose, than we are now. We're still top of the league, but MK Dons did lose their game and we drew our last game. So if they had taken a point there or won, they would have been top of the league. So it's very close up here. 45, 44, 43, 42, 40. So top 5 is pretty open still. Halfway into the season-ish. We are here at, well, it's the 23rd now. We just played our last game for this period. This period's been from mid-November to the day before Christmas Eve, which the game we just played. So if we take a look at the fixtures we have gone through, let me see here. I think we had a few losses before this, but not. I think we lost 2 in this period or something. Let's take a look. We can go in here. The first game of this period was against Oldham, 4-1 win away. Oldham was last in the table when we did the play against them, so it was always gonna be, well, it was not always gonna be a win, but we were definitely favorites in this one. Top of the league versus last in the league. And we were in pretty good form as well. Even though you can... shots in this game kind of tell us a lie, honestly. Because we take a look at the shots, it's 17-15 to Oldham, 5-9 on target. But XG is 1-3, so 5 clear-cut chances we had as well. Bit more possession. So you can read into this how you will. We were the better team. We did create the better chances, 5-0 in clear cut chances, as you can see. We didn't take a shitload of shots. They did from like outside the box mostly because they didn't really penetrate our defense that well. So there was a lot of shots from outside the box for them, which then turns into just a 1 in XG. So yeah, we have full control of this game. We did score our goals early, like Emre Teşkel did make it a hat-trick in 13 minutes. Then we had an own goal, and then Teşkel just finished it off with his 4-1 goal. So we take a look here at this goal here. If it will let us. There we go. They have the ball here. Nice win from Lunt over to Sanders. Sanders found Lancaster as a broken inside. Usually have goals seems to come in this game, like 80% of the goals come from just wingers breaking their wing backs and just whips it in or puts it in the box essentially. So I don't know if the game needs to make wingers or nerf wingers or make wingbacks a little bit better. I don't know. It just feels like that's very common. So corner, Agius gives back to Lancaster. Finds Billington, whips it in the box. Very nice presence there from Emre Teşkel. Makes it 2-0. after whatever 6-9 minutes or whatever it is, or was 9 minutes. And then 4 minutes later, he scores again. Hutchinson here with the ball finds a nice pass to Agius. And again, same type of goal. Breaks his wing back, finds Teshkel in the middle, and it's a goal. And I'm not saying we just score goals like this. Goals I'm conceding is pretty much like that as well, most of them. Then they made it 1-3 before Teshkel in the 27th minute. It made it 4-1. Billington here finds Sanders out to the wing. Lancaster whips it in. Goalie grabs hold of it. Don't know what we need to see that. Why the highlight didn't start with that. I don't know why we have to watch all this. This is not like how the highlight is. We had an attack already. They had an attack or an attempt to an attack, and now the play goes the other way. And here's the goal. Like, I don't know why we had to see our attack prior to this and them trying to play up, and then we scored. Could have just showed this highlight from get-go, couldn't they? Anyway. Yeah, pretty good win for us there. Deserved win, and you can also look into or analyze our play after the goal. We didn't create much after the fourth goal because essentially we didn't need to. They had a lot more possession after that, I guess, and yeah. So you can kind of look at that way as well. That we kind of let them have the ball after 30 minutes, which made them have a lot of shots but not create much, I suppose, because the game was done and dusted at that point. Then we got a home game against Chesterfield who we lost on penalties in the Virtu Trophy just 2 weeks before, 11 days before. And we got our revenge. We did get our revenge, but our defense looked pretty flat in this game. I'm not gonna lie to you. We did concede 3 goals at home, so... Starting off with Lunt scoring in the 7th minute. Then making it 1-1, 23rd. The minute after, Agius scored, make it 2-1. Then Mandeville scored to make it 2-2. Then before halftime, 3-2 to us by Sanders. Just after halftime, 3-3. And then in the 67th minute, Sanders scored his second goal of the game to make it 4-3 and the end result. 19-16 in shots to us. He had 11 shots on target. They had 9. Actually, they had more XG than us, so a lot of more clear-cut chances. So we, I mean, our shots counted, I suppose, even if we didn't have the clear-cut chances to show for it. But somehow we managed to win anyway. Probably quality. Probably the fact we were first in the league and they were 17th. Kind of a quality mismatch there. Even though they did create more than we did in terms of XG and whatnot, we still managed to clinch it. Looking at their rating, it's not terrible, I suppose, in terms of defense. McFadden didn't have a great game, Gordon. And in terms of goalkeepers, both have 6.6, and Finney had a 6.4, who played instead of Hutchins on this game. Lunt was in instead of Thomas, instead of Powell. Alright, I read into a little bit of this because it seems like every time I try to load up in highlights of other games or games in general, it goes to like black screens. I guess that's an issue still. So I guess we don't watch goals because it seems to be very inconsistent. Sometimes I click a game and you can see the goals as we did against Oldham, but then I clicked the Chesterfield goals and just crashed and keeps crashing. I've had tried to record this a few times and it's still happening, so hopefully they fix that, but we'll go through the games anyway. So, win here. And then, where were we? Here we were. We had Cambridge, and here is where the downfall starts, or ish, I suppose. You can't really call it the downfall because we're still top of the league, but away game against Cambridge, who was 20th at this point. Not a great game from us, not a great game from them either, like not even 0.5 XG, and we had 1. We did score once, but they did score twice somehow. No thanks to us. Both in goal, 6.4. Powell had a 6.0. Thomas a defensive mid, 6.2. Emre Teşkale's bad game, not very common, 6.2. So yeah, this was an awful game by our standards. We did have 7 shots on goal, 1-0 in clear-cut chances, 12-2 in corners. So how the fuck we didn't get anything out of this game is beyond me. But then again, we probably had some games where we shouldn't have got away with a win and did, so giveth and it taketh away, I suppose. Not good for us though. So after that we go into December, 6th of December, in the FA Cup against Shrewsbury. Same league as us, who are now in 21st place. It's a very good game from us here in the FA Cup, our first FA Cup game for the season, away from home. Winning this game 4-0. We had a penalty scored by Thomas in the 10th, and then not a lot happening. A lot back and forth. We did create some good chances, but didn't really get anything from it until late in the 72nd minute. Sanders made it 2-0. Then Powell made it 3-0 just 7 minutes later, and then the dying embers of this game, Jack Powell did finish this off with a 4-0 victory for us. Very well played away game from us, I think. Almost 3 next G. They did create some chances as well, like 2-2 in clear-cut chances, 6-6 in corners. But I think we were the better team, definitely. Probably shouldn't have won this, like, 4-0. 2-goal win is probably been more fair, I suppose, but we should definitely have won this game, and we did. And we did advance in the FA Cup and got drawn later against Crystal Palace, which will be interesting, going up against a Premier League side. I don't know where that game is. There it is. It's away as well against Crystal Palace, who is struggling a lot in the Prem, actually. 15th place. And now with Gareth Southgate, there must have switched managers then. Can we see? So manager Gareth Southgate was appointed Can I see when he was appointed? Probably can, but I can't find shit on this game yet, so... See if I search for Glasner, Oliver Glasner. Staff history. Career. Look at this. No. Is it a milestone to get sacked? Apparently it is. Sacked as manager of Crystal Palace due to the poor league position. So last month, the 22nd of November, he was canned and they took Gareth Southgate in. So Liverpool is top of the league at the minute. Kind of running away with it a little bit. For City, Arsenal is 4th, Chelsea 5th. Any team struggling here that shouldn't struggle? Bournemouth is really struggling. Oh well, now we're going off on a tangent here, but we are up against Crystal Palace later on in the FA Cup, which will be obviously tough, even though they are struggling in their league. There is still a few leagues above us, so, you know, it's gonna be tough. So after that, a game we should have won, definitely. 18th placed Newport at home. But no, we did lose 2-0. 2 goals coming late in the first half. And it wasn't really unfair, seemed to how this game was going. It was a really bad game from us. We only had 3 shots on target, they had 8, so half a goal XG, and there are no half goals in football, so I guess we'll take 0. Clear-cut chances 0-1. Really bad game. Losing possession against Newport at home is not good at all. Like, Hutchinson 6.1. Defensively, not good enough. Powell, terrible. Thomas, terrible. Teschkel, terrible. Olejek, not great. Tracy is back in the squad now after his injury. But yeah, game to just throw in the trash and move on with. Talking about trash, we were up against Tranmere, who was last in the league. Should be a good way for us to go back on winning ways, but no, it wasn't to be. 16 in shots, 5-7 on target. We only had almost 1 XG against the team that's last in the league. We're first in the league. This is Football Manager, ladies and gentlemen. The hardest games to play is against the bottom team of the league, is always the case. You should win easy and you get battered. We didn't get battered, we got 2-2. They scored in the 96th minute, but then again we did make this 2-1 also on stoppage time with Emre Teschkel in the 91st. They took the lead right after kickoff, really. 2 minutes into the game. Then nothing really happened in this game. It was a really poor performance from us. Then we got a really nice goal, which I kind of want to look at, but I'm too scared because the game might crash. Let's see. Agius free kick goal. I really want to look at that. Let me look at that game, please. It will let me look at the goal. Go on then. Whips that straight home. Amazing goal. Amazing goal from Haggis. We didn't really deserve anything at this point, but gave it to us. And then I guess we can look at Teshkel's goal when we're in here. Losing the ball here. He probably should have had a free kick for that, but yeah, if I were a Tranmere fan, I would have complained about that. That's definitely a free kick there. But I guess we got what coming to us after that anyway, so I guess karma bite us in the ass at the dying embers of this game when Patrick scored. Where we should have just finished this game off and not trying to play fancy football. Like losing the ball there, not great. Got it back though, so this is a long highlight, man. Don't need to watch all this. Fucking hell. Here's the counter, yeah. Yeah, well, he's like 1 against 2. We shouldn't concede this. And the goalkeeper definitely shouldn't concede that. It's just poor on every level defensively. So I guess karma is not getting a free kick before our second goal in the game. So I guess that evens that out. And yeah, a poor performance from us altogether. So not great after like 2 games we should have won, and we got 1 point from both of them, or in total. Went up against Bristol Rovers in pretty poor shape. Well, we were in pretty poor shape after those 2 games, but we didn't start great either. Like, they scored right off the bat. Teshkel did. Made this 1-1 before Mullins, then in 14th minute made it 2-1 to Bristol. Then we got help. We definitely got help in this game with that red card. That really helped us out because we weren't looking that great at all. And got a red card. Gilavogi in 21st minute. We scored pretty fast after that. Sanders in the 34th minute. And then we had an own goal as well. So we got 2 gifts this game. A red card on them and them scoring an own goal to make it 3-2 to us. Then Rankin did end this in the dying embers as well. Well, end it. It clinched the victory, I suppose. It wasn't a great game from us. If it wasn't for that red card, I would be interested to see if we actually would have managed to get anything out of this game. Because it was looking bad. And as we were playing like 70 minutes with 11 against 10, and they still did outdo us in the XG department, isn't great. Had more clear-cut chances than we did with 1 less on the field, on the pitch. So yeah, if it wasn't for that red card, we definitely lost this game, man. Telling you. It's a bit of a early Christmas gift, I suppose, on the 20th of December here. And then home game against Harrogate. Harrogate's 20th, and we continue to play very inconsistent football. As you can see here, another lucky game for us. Probably was a draw in terms of how this game played out. 13-13 on shots, 187 against 167 XG, so probably a 1-1 or a 0-0 would have been fair, but how we did it might strengthen our morale, actually, coming back from 2-0 at home, scoring in the 89th and the 93rd minute. So, but again, not a great game from us. We had some luck with our bad performances in this period. Like we had Newport where we lost, obviously. But wasn't a great performance, same with Cambridge early on. Then we had a really bad performance against Tranmere, who's last in the league. We got a point from that. We had a poor performance against Bristol Rovers at home, which was going to be a tough game. Down 2-1, get a red card. Or they get a red card. We get a goal back. They scored an own goal to essentially win us the game. And then in this game, we had another poor performance, getting 2 goals in the dying embers of the game to get a point out of it. So I guess we have got like at least 4 points that we didn't deserve, essentially, at the back end of this. So looking at the table, and we're still first in the table, we definitely wouldn't have been with those 4 points gone. And looking forward, it's tough going now, because how we played in these 4 last games been not great at all. Like, a win 4-2 looks good on paper. It wasn't good on the pitch, let me tell you that. So December not been great for us. Well, Shrewsbury was the FA Cup game, but after that it's been pretty poor performance altogether. 4 straight games. Our league games has been 5 straight games we haven't played well. So Cambridge lost, Newport lost, Tranmere got a point against last in the league. As I said, Bristol Rovers handed a freebie there, really. Would have lost that game without the red card, I'm pretty sure of it. And Harrogate was 20th. Yeah. So it's gonna have to dig deep and get out of this mess we are creating for ourselves, really. Because we have Walsall here at Friday Boxing Day, which then means they're 7th, so this is gonna be a tough trip to Basket Stadium, or Pallet Track Basket Stadium. And then we have Newport away. Game we lost at home here, playing really badly, but they aren't great. They are in 18th. Well, they actually managed to pick themselves up after a win against us. I suppose they're 13th now. Then we have Cheltenham at home, starting January 1st. So that's New Year's Day. So let's see if we can start the new year in a good fashion. Cheltenham is 20th. I miss the old FMs when you could kind of click games like this and you could see where they were located in the league, but we can't do that. Then we have Barnet in the FA Cup. Not in the FA Cup, in the league. Barnet is 3rd, so we have a lot of tough games coming up. There's a lot of easy games in this kind of period. We had Oldham 24th, Chesterfield 17th, Cambridge 20th, Newport 18th, Tranmere 24th, Harrogate 20th. And we still managed to have our worst part of the season. So it's going to be tougher now. Like Barnet here in 3rd or whatever. Then Crystal Palace in the FA Cup away. Then we have Barrow, who isn't great though, who is now last. So that's a bit of a nice game for us, hopefully. See how we fared against bottom league teams. Not great. Then we have Notts County away, 11th. They are. Then Bromley away, 16th. And then finish off against Colchester at home, who is 5th. So we have a lot of tough games coming up in January. So next episode will be these 2 games here in December, and these January games, which will be 9 games with 8 games in this. So that's pretty good. Getting the full January done in the next one done. Then we can also go through if we do any changes to our squad in January when the transfer window is open. We have had some questions for Demetrio, our captain, which I don't want to sell necessarily. But he is 35 years old, so we get a decent deal there. It's probably something we can do. Our biggest flaws, as I see it now, is our wingbacks, especially our left side, which hasn't been great with Reece Hutchinson. Hasn't really gotten anything going there from that side. Most of our attack options come from the right side. If we talk about wingback play, which has been Billington, 5 assists, I think, from him. And Hutchinson, I don't know, has he had any assists? Actually had 3. I'm selling him a bit short, but not great anyway, defensively or offensively. So we'll see what happens there, as we can go through that if we do anything. If we do something, it's probably on that position. Otherwise, I'm pretty happy with the squad, honestly. Whoops. If we take a look at our... Well, if we take a look at our goals, they come from Emre Teşkil. 16 goals in 17 starts. 18 total games. 15 starts. Oh, this is just league I'm talking about now. 15 starts, 3 times have been subbed on, scored 16 times in those. So let's play with the thought that we are getting promoted this season. How the fuck we are gonna cope without him next year when he goes back to Stoke, that's beyond me, but that's a later problem, I suppose. Because he's on a season-long loan from Stoke, and he's pretty much the reason we're top of the league with his 16 goals in 18 appearances in the league. So, other than that, Max Sander has been scoring a lot from his midfield position. 6 goals in 22. Probably have a few assists as well. 3 assists. 710 rating. Jack Powell also. We haven't gotten a lot of goals from our wings at all. Kalmagius have 4. On the other side, Lancaster has 1. Tracy has 1 since he came back. So yeah, not Kolishek probably got that goal from the wing as well, from the right side. But yeah, we're not getting much well, points, I shouldn't say points, but we're not getting much goal from our wings. But then again, Teşkil has kind of scored once per game anyway, so if you look, his XG is 9.3 and he scored 16, so almost double that. Sanders has 5.8, scored 7. March actually scored 4 and that's 3 XG, so Powell higher as well. Any of our strikers that actually... Someone here that has 0 that should have scored. No, not really. So he has 1.5. Well, anyway. This is XG. If you look at stats, goal attempts, goal shots spent. I want to look at assists. Is that general play? No, it's not general play. What could it be then? Goal attempts, discipline, it's not. Can I add assists to this? Insert column, stats, assists. And then I'll just move that there. I'll do that, and I'll do that. Kalmagius has 6 assists from his wing. Powell 6 assists, Billington 5, Rankin 5. So Rankin got a few from his wing position, I suppose. Lancaster. So we got some assists from the wings anyway, even though we haven't gotten goals from it. So if we take a look at the league here, Things getting interesting. We're still top of the league, even though our form is terrible. 1-14, draw 3, lost 5, scored 43, conceded 29, 14 plus, 45 points. Then we have MK Dons on 44, Barnet on 43, Salford on 42, Colchester on 40. They're a pretty solid set in the playoff, but fighting out for these top 3 spots is going to be interesting going forward. So we are up against Walsall next, which have the last playoff position as of right now. In the bottom we have Barrow, Tranmere, Oldham kind of fighting it out for those 2 relegation spots, or not fighting it out for them, to avoid them, more like. If we take a look here at... Can we take a look at... I don't want to necessarily look at that. I want to look at stats. And most goals, MK Dons with 48. Most possession, Crawley almost 60. Most shots, MK Dons 389. Clean sheets, Barnet 10. Fewest shots against Barnet, so they are a very good defensive side, having a 3rd place now. While MK Dons is more of an offensive side by the looks of it. Best like dribbles, most shots, most goals. Fewest conceded is actually Salford. Highest average rating we can see here, with Mendes laying in MK Dons with 768. Our best player is Emre Teşkil, obviously, with 4. He must be top of goals. He's not, actually. He is not. Ryan Graydon from Fleetwood have scored 22 in 17. Wow! That's some feat, that is, man. That is some feat. Goals. Ryan Graydon, 26-year-old attacking midfielder striker. The league scored 17 in 22, it says there. Yeah, 17 in 22. I was reading that wrong, wasn't I? Did I read that 26 goals in 17? I don't know. He scored, yeah, I must have done. I must have read that as 26 goals. It's not true. He scored 1 more goal than Teşkil. Okay. Take that back. Teşkil actually has 16 in 18. He has 17 in 22. So yeah. He doesn't have 26 goals. That's his age. Goddamn. My bad, I suppose. Most assists is Liam Mandeville in Chesterfield. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think that's it. We'll leave it there. We'll probably be a 40-minute episode again. It's 38 or whatever. So until next time we'll go through January and what happens in January, guys. So hopefully we can get some wins string together. And yeah, thank you for watching this one. And I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.